What's up, everybody? How's it going? Austin Prechtelevate Performance, coming at you live today. Doing something a little bit different. Doing a little bit of a standing sort of live to try and. I've been experimenting with these a little bit in my private group, and they seem to like them. This is a temporary setup right now, but I'm going to be trying to make a more permanent setup where I'm standing up and going live, just because I can be more interactive. I feel like I can just kind of get into it a little bit better. And so let me know if the audio is weird. I think my camera is trying to pick up on me right now on Facebook. So if it's a little blurry, I apologize, but we're working through it. We're getting it figured out. But today, I'm just going to be going over 5 quick, simple tips for getting your workouts done in the morning easier. That's something that a lot of people struggle with. But as you guys are starting to tune in, let me know how your day is going. Give this video a like, drop some fire emojis in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Tag somebody that you think might need to see this, because you guys know my opinion and what my preference is in terms of working out in the mornings. But when I like to work out, but I like to work out in the morning. I like to work out in the morning for a variety of reasons. I like getting my workout done and out of the way for the day, starting my day with a win, starting my day with feeling, like successful, crushing it. You don't have the issue of getting to the end of your day and you're tired and exhausted, and then, you might skip it kind of thing. So we don't want that. Hey, Roger, how's it going? How's it going, man? How's it going? Cool. See those fire emojis. Let's go. And so today I'm just going to go over my 5 quick tips in terms of how I think, what makes working out in the morning easier for me that I do, that helps me make sure that I get my workout in, so that way I don't skip it, so that way it happens more than normal. I see you, Trisha. How's it going? I see you on Instagram. We got people on Instagram and Facebook today. Let's go. But yeah, so my 5 tips. Tip number 1, and these are all important. I want you guys to take away at least one of these tips and implement it in your schedule. And if you're somebody who thinks that they are not a morning person, guess what? Not everybody who is now a morning person was a morning person at one point or another. But like anything else, it is a habit. It is a skill. It is something that you can learn to get better at, because, you just get used to it, right? You grow accustomed to it. But some people like to be in a self-limiting belief that they can't do it. But you can, and it gets easier as you do it. So, like with anything, it's a habit and a skill. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is throw some tips at you guys. And if at the end of this you have a tip that you would like to share that you think would help other people out with getting their morning workouts done, feel free to share it. But tip number one, set an alarm. And not only set that alarm, because obviously, no shit, Austin, set an alarm because, everybody has to do that to wake up for work or whatever. Set an alarm, but set that alarm and put it somewhere not next to your bed. Put it in another part of the room, put it across the room, put it somewhere in your bathroom that forces you to get out of bed, so that way to turn it off. That way you're not staying in bed. That way you're not stuck in bed, like giving yourself the opportunity to sleep in, giving yourself the opportunity to pass back out, because we've all been there. We hit snooze, we hit snooze, we hit snooze, or we just like turn it off and ignore it. But instead, guys, what you can do is set an alarm and put it somewhere else in your room. And then guess what? That makes you get up. That makes you get out of your fucking bed and walk to your room or walk to your alarm and turn that shit off, right? And turn that shit off, and then you're up, right? That decreases your chances of going back to bed and skipping your workout like by a lot, right? So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 that I have for you guys. Tip number 2. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if if you do that. Have you guys ever done that before? They also have smart alarms. They have smart alarms that you can take those, and it's like a puzzle, like a math problem. I fucking hate math, but it's one of those things that that you can, you could do that too. They have like challenging alarms that you have to like do a bunch of like thinking and shit to actually like turn it off. So that's something that you could do too. I see you're absolutely correct. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Yeah. Number two, tip number 2, go to bed with intention so that you wake up with intention. And what I mean by that is go to bed thinking about what you're going to do first thing in the morning. Go to bed thinking about what you're going to accomplish the next day. more specifically with your workout. When I go to bed, I think about all the things that in a good way that doesn't, cause insomnia, but I go to bed thinking about, close my eyes, visualize like as I'm falling asleep, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to have a good ass day. I'm going to kick my workouts ass. And I think that every time before I go to bed. And what that does is our brains are kind of funny. Our brains like almost like continue that into the morning when we wake up. It's almost like your brain freezes itself, and then when you wake up the next day, it picks back up where it left off. And if you go to bed thinking about getting your workout done, you're gonna wake up feeling more invigorated to actually get that workout done. It basically primes your brain to anticipate and to get ready and prepare for what you're actually going to do the next morning, instead of going to bed haphazardly and just kind of like passing out watching and this is just I guess like an example here, like passing out watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or whatever, or The Office or whatever it may be. Like instead of doing that, like turn that off and at least give yourself like a couple of minutes before you fall asleep to think about these things as you're going to sleep. And honestly, a lot of times it helps me stay calm, and it helps me like actually fall asleep easier, because I like kind of playing in my head like the story of what I'm going to be doing the next day as I'm falling asleep. It kind of puts me to sleep a lot quicker. So I really like that. So that's one. Go to bed with intention. I see a comment. Roger says, I used to until I developed the habit. Now sleeping in is 6 a.m. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Right? Like, it's crazy. I used to sleep. I mean, shit. I used to sleep in before, like, I started my business. Like, I used to sleep in on the weekends until shit, like, I don't know, 11 a.m. sometimes before I had a kid, obviously. When I had a kid, then it was, trying to sleep as much as possible until like 8 or 9 if we could. Didn't happen very often. But now that I am, doing what I'm doing now, and I've created the habit, I've created the skill and the discipline to actually get up at that time, I love getting up that early. I hate sleeping in. I wake up Jessica, I wake up our kid every freaking morning because I hate sleeping in. I'm the one who's up. I'm up like 2 or 3 hours before anybody even like hits their snooze button on their alarm. I'm awake. And I get that done because I built that habit in that school. And it feels so good to have that much more time in your day and to yourself. So that's just another added benefit. But my next tip, guys, my next tip that I have for you is lay out your freaking workout clothes the night before. Lay out your freaking workout clothes. Be your own mom, basically, when it comes to your gym goals. Be your own dad when it comes to your gym goals. Lay out your freaking clothes that you're gonna wear the next day, because nobody likes waking up in the morning that early and like fumbling around trying to find socks that match, trying to find shorts, and waking up your partner if you're with somebody. Like that's no fun for anybody, especially you, and it eats away at time that you could be spending going to the gym and getting your workouts in, right? So go to bed or another thing that you could do is go to bed in your gym clothes. Go to bed in your gym clothes. If you're a hot sleeper like me, maybe that's not the best option. Maybe lay out your gym clothes. But either way, plan it out like that. Save yourself like 5 to 10 minutes potentially. And don't wait. And also probably, don't anger your partner by waking them up in the middle in the morning. Or if they go with you, both of you lay out your workout clothes, and then it's hunky dory, and then you both save time. But either way, do that. Like then you're also in your clothes. Right? Then you're also already in your clothes. So you wake up in your workout clothes. You're more likely to be in that mindset. You're like, I already have my clothes on. You're cutting out these middle steps that make it harder. Like you're streamlining it better. So that way you're going to be more likely to do it. So that's another thing. The other thing, pack your freaking, like if you work a 9 to 5, pack your lunch or your breakfast the night before, right? Pack your breakfast or your lunch the night before. Put it in the fridge, and take it with you in like a lunchbox with a cool pack, and then you don't have to worry about doing that shit the next day. You don't have to worry about doing that in the morning. You don't have to worry about taking it again another like who knows like 10, 15, 20 minutes depending on what you're making in your morning to make your food. You just freed up a shit ton of time in the morning, and now you can take that time and use it to work out, or maybe sleep in potentially a little bit more, but still get your workout in, right? Because you saved that time for yourself. And so do that. Make sure that you got your pre-workout ready. You can put it in a shaker cup already, pre-measured out or whatever. Put it in your shaker cup, and then all you have to do is fill it up with water, and you can screw it on and go. Or some of them that some pre-workouts aren't super stable, so Maybe, just keep it in the container and then add the water. But, some of them you can put in the fridge overnight and they're fine. So yeah, do that. That's what I would suggest. Is this making sense? Is this resonating? Like, have you guys done any of this stuff before? As if you haven't, a lot of these things help. Like, these little things, like, make it that much easier to actually get shit done and also save you time. Because a lot of this, it's not that you're not a morning person. One, it's just you haven't tried enough and to become a morning person. And two, your time management probably sucks. Everybody's time, like, most people's time management kind of sucks. Let's be honest. Like, most people's time management kind of sucks. And doing these things helps make your time management better, which saves you more time, which gives you more time to get your workouts in, for family time, for all that good shit. So make sure that you guys are doing that. Number 4, or I guess number 5, and this is the most obvious one, it's the most obvious one, but it's the hardest one to get people to actually fucking do, and that is go to bed earlier, wake up earlier. Go to bed earlier and start waking up earlier. If you go to bed earlier, it makes it easier to wake up earlier because you're able to get the same amount of sleep. But setting alarms, like, to remind you to go to bed at certain times so you don't stay up super fucking late. Setting alarms so that way you wake up on time to actually get your workouts in. It's really hard to do for a lot of people because people feel like they're missing out on the only free time they have in the evenings. But I encourage you guys to think about it this way. If you get up earlier, right? If you go to bed earlier, you get up earlier, you have more time to yourself for your goals, for your for your journey in the mornings. And also, if you do that, you're gonna be freeing up time that you would otherwise probably be wasting in the evenings trying to get your workouts in when you already got it done that morning. So you're freeing up more time in the evenings to do the things that you love. And so don't think about it as taking time away from your day. Think about it as getting more time tomorrow that you actually get to use how you want to use it. So that's what I would say to that. And the best way to do that is, some people benefit from trying cold turkey, waking up early, like really early. Other people, if you're waking up like at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. in the mornings, I encourage you, just move it back 15 minutes a day or a half hour a day until you get to where you want to be at in terms of in terms of getting up in the mornings when you're supposed to be, so you can get your workout done. But do that. If you transition like that, you're gonna have a better time, and it's not gonna be as much of a shock to your system as like if you've been sleeping until 10 a.m. every day and you try to get up at 6 a.m. and all of a sudden you're throwing off your circadian rhythm, you're throwing yourself off. Instead, transition yourself slowly over time, over the course of a couple of days to a week, and then it's that much easier, and you're slowly building that discipline up to actually get to that point where you need to be. So that's what I would suggest for you guys. Those are my 5 tips to making sure that you're getting your workouts in the morning easier. Other than that, let's see. I'm going to look at these comments really quick. Kelsey says, I did meal prep for lunches this week. Hell yeah. Let's go, Kelsey. Let's go. Kelsey's one of my clients. She's kicking ass and taking names. And she's meal prepping, getting on top of that. I see Trisha says that she's been doing all of them. Hell yeah. Trisha is a beast, and she gets her workouts in so early every single day, like freaking clockwork. Way to kick ass. Other than that, let me know which one of these, if you haven't been doing these, let me know which one you're going to actually implement in the comments. Make sure to give this video a like. Helps other people see it. Feel free to tag people in it that you think might need to see this if there's somebody who chronically misses their morning workouts and always has excuses for it. So other than that, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. That's my live for today. Have a good ass rest of your day. Other than that, I will talk to you all later. Peace, guys.